Okay, now let's go back to our code. We are going to create some API. So the API, it will not be like this. It will be something like this. For example, I'm going to put HTTP and then localhost. And for example, I will use this URL 3000, which is my server. And in the future, when we deploy the application, it will be on your server or your domain /cryptos, and then you put the ID of the coin which you want to get detail of. Or you can specify, like if you want profile or market data. So let's have two APIs. I am going to have here like a profile. So I will say profile, and then I pass the ID of the coin. Of course, this will not work because we didn't create the API yet. So we get error, cannot get Cryptos profile, and etc. So for that, we are going to create that API. First of all, for that, you know that Express is providing the creation of APIs using Node.js. So before we start always our application, we create an application. So here we define constant and we say like app, and then in this app, I will hold the Express application. So here we have Express. And then I'm going to start my server by using that application. Okay, so it's the same. I replaced Express with the app. So why I did that? I did that because I need to pass the server alone after listening, because listening is returning for me a server, as you see here, and I pass it to socket.io to be able to connect to a WebSocket using socket.io, which require a server. But what I will do with this constant app? Of course, this constant, I am going to create API with it. So here everything is handling about WebSocket. And here we are going to at the end to add API. So how we can add that API? First of all, you just need to have app dot and then you say get. And get request, it means that you want to get data from the server when you are requesting them. Normally, you get the data from a database or from another URL, as we are going to do now. So for that, you need to specify the URL or the route. So the route, it can be as a string. So you can put first of all slash, and then you define your route. We can say Cryptos. And then if you remember, we said that we will put profile. And then I am going to pass dynamic variable or dynamic parameter, which will be by using the colon. And then I put the name of that parameter. It will be crypto ID or ID is enough. And then this get will have also another parameter, which is the callback. It will handle for me the request and the response which I will send to the client after he is calling this API. So I have here another method, which will be a callback. It will have request and also response. And this will be a method. And this method, we are going to handle inside it what we will have in the request to see if we are passing parameter or no. And also the response, we will send the data over that response, which we will get in Postman here. So for that, first of all, we need to be sure that the user is really passing an ID. So I don't want to pass only, like for example, here like this, because this will give error. So we need to pass really ID. So let's try that now. So I will create a constant. I will say crypto ID like this. And this crypto ID, I can have it from the parameters. So I will say here request.params, and then I will use the same name which I used here. It will be ID. So I will put here ID. If I say crypto ID, then I must put here crypto ID. So it must be the same. So now we are having the crypto ID inside this constant. So we need to check if there is crypto ID, like if the user really is passing crypto ID, then do something. If not, we can send an error. So we can say response dot JSON because we are going to send all errors in JSON. So I will say here there is error like true to follow the same format which we are doing here, and also a message. So we have here a message, and this message says, for example, missing crypto ID in the API URL. So this is the way. And also we can, for after that, send, for example, another JSON, which is the success. Let's try that. So I will say here, if there is no crypto ID, then send error. But if there is crypto ID, then in the response.json, send for me another object, say, for example, crypto ID will be the crypto ID constant which I have passed. So you can say here just ID. You can specify any name. So I will say here just ID. So let's save that. And now we can try our API. Make sure you restarted, you don't have any error, and go to Postman. And then we are going to send the request. So when I click send, I got ID 035. It's exactly which I passed here. And when I don't pass anything, let's do like that, I get also an error. But the error which I got is not the same way how I specified here. So here I just want to warn you that when you are not passing parameter, it's like a different API or a different request totally. It's like you are having another method which will be the same app get but without this one. So it says that okay, crypto's profile doesn't exist because we really don't have it. But when I have it, then it will give me a response based on this request, not this one. So for that, there is no possibility to handle, or there is possibility to handle if there is ID, but it's better always to make sure that you are passing the crypto ID, which is done by the front end. Because if you don't do that, then it will send for you an error. Or you can create that get request like this, and you can say here something like that, and then you have to send directly a JSON with error. So you can just say here like this. So if user visit this URL without ID, then you will send a response like, okay, error, missing crypto ID in the API URL. Because this path exists, but it's not valid. So this is how you can validate your APIs in a proper way. So for now, I'm going to let it for you to practice with it. And also I'm going to keep this one. So we don't need this condition anymore. So here we just get the crypto ID because we are sure that the user passed an ID. But this ID maybe is not valid. This is what we will see later. So now we have the response.json. After that, we will pass in this response.json the data which we are getting through the API which is specified by Messari. For that, I am going to stop now and see you in the next lecture.